Hello students of 8th standard, this is our 5th day of our lecture and we have started the lesson inside the atom. Now, in this we have seen various theories about the atom. Now, in that we have seen the Thomson theory, we have seen the Rutherford's theory. Now, in this lecture we are going to see the Bohr's theory. So, what is Bohr's theory here? Bohr's stable orbit atomic model. What does this tells us? The electrons revolving round the atomic nucleus lie in the concentric orbits at a certain distance from the nucleus. Means what's here? Whenever we see the structure of the Bohr, what he tells that the electrons are revolving round the nucleus, but how they revolve? They revolve in a specific orbit and they are at a certain distance from the nucleus. The energy of an electron, always the energy of an electron is constant while it is in a particular orbit, is told by Bohr. Also he told that when an electron jumps from inner orbit to outer orbit, it absorbs the energy. What does Bohr tells us? That Bohr also told us that electron jumps from inner orbit to the outer orbit and whenever it jumps, it absorbs the energy. Whenever there is a absorption energy, it is equal to the difference of the energy level, and when it jumps from outer orbit to the inner orbit, it emits the energy which is equal to the difference of its energy level. That means what was told by him, the electrons always jump from one orbit to the another orbit, and whenever they are jumping, they absorb the, you can say, energy, and when it jumps from outer orbit to an inner orbit, what does it do? It emits the energy which is equal to the difference of the energy level. This is the Bohr's model which is given by Bohr. In his model, what does he tell? That this is nothing but a very closest, you can say, orbit near to the nucleus, which is named by 1 and it is named as K shape. Now, second orbit is named as L shape. Third orbit is named as M shape and fourth orbit is named as N shape. Some more atomic models were also put forth by Bohr and his atomic models were called as a Bohr's atomic model. Now, atomic structure which was studied at the depth, or you can say which was studied by the Bohr, that was one of the advent of a new branch of the science. That was one of the branch of the science which is called as a quantum mechanics. With all those some well accepted fundamental principles of the atomic structure that we are going to see further. Now we are going to study the atomic structure. Now what does the atomic structure tells us? It has the various parts. That is nothing but a nucleus is there, electrons are there. Now in detail we are going to study about this all. What is that here? Atomic structure. An atom is formed from the nucleus. How do you get atom? Atom is formed from the nucleus and extranuclear part. That means atom contains a nucleus and an extranuclear part. Now the nucleus is at middle and the extranuclear part is surrounding to it. This contains three types of the subatomic particles. Which are that particles? That particles are nothing but nucleus. In that there are protons, neutrons and the revolving charged particles are nothing but the electrons. In that first we are going to study about the nucleus. The atomic nucleus is nothing but a positively charged particle. So whenever you see the nucleus is nothing but a atomic, you can say nucleus is positively charged. Almost entire mass of the atom is concentrated in the nucleus. So how we know that? The mass is exactly concentrated at the middle of the atom. Therefore we say that atom has a atomic mass, like that, and it is totally concentrated into the nucleus. Now the nucleus contains two types. Nucleus contains two types of the subatomic particles. That means nucleus is made up of two subatomic particles, and together they are known as a nucleons. Now which are these particles? These particles are nothing but protons and neutrons. These are the two types of particles, and together they are called as a nucleons. Now here first we are going to see proton. Proton is denoted by P. It is nothing but a positively charged particle which is present in the nucleus, and nucleus is exactly middle at that of the atom. The positive charge on the nucleus, whenever you see the positive charge on the nucleus, it is due to the proton. That means atom contains a positive charge at the middle or in the nucleus. It is only because of the proton, and proton is represented by symbol P. Now how we can represent the proton? Proton we can represent by P. Now each proton carries the positive charge. Each proton carries positive charge. Now this positive charge we can see, or it is given as plus 1e, that is 1e is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. When total charge on the nucleus is expressed, now the total charge in the nucleus is expressed as E, and its magnitude is exactly equal to the number of protons in the nucleus. We know that protons are present at the middle or in the nucleus. Now the number of the protons in the nucleus of an atom is the atomic number of that element. Now whenever we want to give atomic number of a particular element, what does it tells? It tells us that number of protons which are present in that atom will be the atomic number of that element, and it is denoted by Z, which is mass of the proton, and which is nothing but 1U, that is 1 Dalton. Now 1 Dalton is equal to 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. The next part is neutron, which is denoted by N. It is electrically neutral, therefore we call it as a neutron. N-E-U-T. It is given by the same word, that is nothing but neutral, and it is denoted by small n later. Now the number of neutrons whichever are present in the nucleus is denoted by symbol N. Now atomic nuclei of all the elements except hydrogen with atomic mass 1U, that means the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1U, contains neutrons, but these neutrons are neutral. The mass of the neutron is approximately 1U, that is 1 Dalton, which is almost equal to that of the protons. The next part is extranuclear part. So whenever you see the extranuclear part in the atomic structure, what you see that in the extranuclear part means the part which is without nucleus, that means, or we can say which is surrounded to the nucleus, that is called as a extranuclear part. Now whenever you see the extranuclear part is present in an atomic structure, and it includes electrons which are revolving around the nucleus, and between the nucleus and electrons there is a empty space. Whenever we see the atomic structure, we can come to know that between the nucleus and electrons there is a empty space. Now next point is electron. So it is negatively charged. Whenever you see electron, Electron is nothing but negatively charged and it is denoted by E. Each electron carries 1 unit of a negative charge, that means minus 1 E. The mass of the electron is 1800 times less than that of the hydrogen atom. Therefore, the mass of an electron can be treated as negligible, as it is less than, you can say, the mass of the electron is 1800 times less than that of the hydrogen atom, and we know that the mass of the hydrogen atom is 1. So, it is almost negligible. So, electrons revolve in an extranuclear part. We know that the number of electrons which revolve in the particular shell, they are revolving in a particular orbits. The orbits are nothing but, or you can say the shells are nothing but K, L, M, N according to Bohr. We know that the number of electron in the extranuclear part, whichever we are seeing, is equal to the number of protons in a nucleus, and which is denoted by Z. Therefore, atom is neutral, as there are protons and you can say electrons. They cancel the effect of each other. Therefore, we say that atom is neutral.